Everything just exploded in the WNBA world, and it all started with one comment that set the internet on fire. Sophie Cunningham, known for her wild confidence and unfiltered personality, has just taken things way too far, going straight at Angel Reese in a shocking outburst that no one saw coming. Within minutes, social media was in chaos, fans attacking players, unfollowing, and the entire league suddenly split right down the middle. But that wasn't all. As if the situation couldn't get any crazier, Angel Wilson jumped into the storm with her own message, not at Sophie, not at Angel, but aimed directly at Aliyah Boston, turning this simple misunderstanding into a full-blown WNBA civil war. People are calling this one of the most explosive 48 hours in league history. Private group chats leaked, players are deleting tweets, and insiders are saying Angel Reese hasn't stopped crying since it happened. But the question everyone's asking right now is what really triggered Sophie to go off like this? Was this all planned? Or did emotions finally boil over after months of tension behind the scenes? Let's break it all down, because this story changes everything to understand this explosive meltdown. You have to go back a few weeks when tensions in the WNBA were already at an all-time high. Angel Reese, fresh off her viral Victoria's Secret runway debut, had been dominating headlines for months. She wasn't just a basketball player anymore, she was a brand, a walking headline, a polarizing figure who could trend on social media with a single post. Every move she made was watched, dissected, and either loved or hated. Meanwhile, Sophie Cunningham, one of the most outspoken players in the league, had been slowly stepping into the media spotlight herself. Known for her confidence, sarcasm, and her no-filter approach, Sophie had started her own podcast, and fans loved it. But they didn't expect her to go after Angel Reese. Not like this. It all began innocently. Sophie was talking about her new diet, joking about turning into a Victoria's Secret model. Then she casually said, "Call me Angel Reese." It seemed harmless at first, but that one line flipped the internet upside down. Within hours, Angel's fans accused Sophie of being disrespectful, jealous, and even racist. Comment sections blew up with messages like, "Why does she always have to mention Angel?" And Sophie's using Angel's name for clout. But insiders say Sophie's comment wasn't random. According to one source close to the Phoenix Mercury locker room, Sophie's been frustrated for months. She feels like people are only talking about the glamour players, not the ones putting in work. Another insider claimed Sophie had been left off a major endorsement deal that Angel was offered first, and that had her furious behind the scenes. At the same time, Angel Reese wasn't exactly staying silent. Just days before the podcast went viral, Angel had posted a cryptic message on Instagram. "Some people talk because they'll never be me." Fans immediately connected it to Sophie's podcast. And just like that, the feud went public. But what made it worse was the timing. The WNBA community was already divided, with multiple players feeling overshadowed by the Angel Caitlin Clark media obsession. Add in Sophie's sarcasm and Angel's confidence, and it was a recipe for disaster. Then came the twist no one saw coming. Angel Wilson entered the picture. While everyone thought the firestorm was just between Sophie and Angel, Aja dropped her own cryptic comment during the Aces championship celebration, seemingly aimed at Aliyah Boston. She said, "The only special whistle I know." The line hit hard. Aliyah fans immediately took it as a dig, suggesting that Aja was calling out Boston for allegedly getting special treatment. Suddenly, the league's biggest stars were tangled in overlapping drama. Sophie versus Angel, Aja versus Aliyah, and fans choosing sides in real time. It was chaos. ESPN commentators started whispering about locker room tension. YouTubers were dropping leaked voice notes. Twitter threads had screenshots of deleted posts. The league's PR team reportedly held emergency meetings to calm things down, but the damage was already done. And through it all, Angel Reese was stuck in the center, blamed for something she didn't even say. She hadn't responded publicly, but according to a leaked report, people close to her said she was heartbroken and furious. But what happened next in front of millions of fans watching would take this feud to a level the WNBA had never seen before. And it started with one unexpected clip that no one was ready for. The video that set the internet on fire dropped at 9:14 a.m., just a 45-second clip from Sophie Cunningham's podcast that instantly went viral across Twitter, TikTok, and Instagram. It wasn't even a full episode, just one line, but that line would ignite one of the most chaotic days in WNBA history. Sophie, laughing mid-conversation, said, "I guess I'm gonna turn into a Victoria's Secret model. Call me Angel Reese." The moment those words hit the internet, the clip spread like wildfire. Angel Reese's fans, known online as the Reese Army, took it as a direct insult. Thousands of comments poured in. Sophie's obsessed with Angel. Why she bringing up Angel's name for no reason? And this is coded shade, and we see right through it. Within hours, hashtag Angel Reese and hashtag Sophie Cunningham were trending nationally. What started as a joke about gluten-free diets suddenly became a racial firestorm, with fans accusing Sophie of mocking Angel's femininity, her modeling deal, and even her identity as a black woman succeeding in spaces that many said weren't built for her. But what made the situation spiral was that Angel's team saw the clip before she did. According to a leaked text from someone allegedly close to Angel's camp, a teammate forwarded it to her with the message, "You seeing this? She trying you again." That's when everything started to unravel. Insiders say Angel was livid. One source told the Shade Zone, Angel felt like Sophie was mocking her for doing the Victoria's Secret runway, something she worked hard for and was proud of. She felt like it was another example of people trying to downplay her success because she's confident and glamorous. Within hours, Angel Reese unfollowed Sophie Cunningham on Instagram. Then, just minutes later, she liked a post from a fan page that read, "Funny how some players can't go viral unless they mention Angel Reese." That like was all it took. Social media exploded. Fans started choosing sides. Some defended Sophie, calling Angel too sensitive and saying it was just a joke. But others argued that Sophie's history of subtle digs made it impossible to give her the benefit of the doubt. And, just when things couldn't get messier, A'ja Wilson threw gasoline on the fire. During the Las Vegas Aces championship celebration, A'ja grabbed the mic and shouted, "The only special whistle I know." At first, people thought she was talking about referees or team chants, until fans replayed the clip and noticed her glaring in the direction of Aliyah Boston. That's when everything exploded. Suddenly, social media was juggling two controversies at once, Sophie versus Angel, and A'ja versus Aliyah, and both had deep undertones of jealousy, favoritism, and resentment. One fake leaked text circulating online claimed Aliyah had privately called out A'ja, writing, "You wouldn't have rings without the refs." Another rumor suggested Sophie had been in a private group chat where she mocked Angel's modeling gig as fake empowerment. No one could prove it, but that didn't matter. The chaos had already gone too far. Angel Reese, who had kept silent up until this point, finally broke her silence with a single Instagram story. "Keep my name out of y'all's mouth. It's weird at this point." That one post sent shockwaves through the league. Players who had remained quiet suddenly started weighing in. ESPN analysts called it a culture war in the WNBA. Even celebrities from Shaquille O'Neal to Gabrielle Union began commenting on the feud. And just when fans thought the storm had peaked, Sophie went live on Instagram and made everything 10 times worse. Sophie Cunningham's Instagram Live was supposed to be her clarification moment. But what came out instead was a full-blown explosion that made the situation spiral beyond control. At exactly 8:47 p.m., Sophie went live from her kitchen, wearing a plain hoodie and no makeup, a setup that screamed damage control. She started calmly, saying, "I'm not beefing with anybody. I respect Angel. I've always respected Angel." But her tone quickly shifted. As the chat flooded with comments accusing her of lying, Sophie snapped, "Y'all take everything out of context. I can't even joke without it turning into drama. Angel's great, but she's not the only face of women's basketball. Okay, can we stop pretending she invented confidence?" That last line, "She's not the only face of women's basketball," hit like a bomb. Within seconds, clips of the outburst were reposted across every platform with captions like, "Sophie Cunningham exposes Angel Reese, live on air. She said, what about Angel?" The comments section went nuclear. Fans accused Sophie of jealousy, bitterness, and hypocrisy. One viral tweet read, "Sophie's mad, she's not trending unless she mentions Angel's name. Jealousy is showing." But Sophie wasn't the only one losing it. Behind the scenes, sources say Angel Reese was livid. A teammate reportedly described her as fuming after watching Sophie's live. Another insider claimed Angel told close friends, "I tried to stay quiet, but she's begging for attention. She wants me to respond so she can play victim." And that's exactly what came next, Angel's revenge post. At 10:22 p.m., Angel uploaded a cryptic TikTok lip-syncing to a trending audio that said, "You tried to play me, and now look, you played yourself." The video, paired with a smirk and no caption, instantly racked up 1 million views. The Reese army flooded the comments. "Queen cleared her. Sophie's done for. Angel don't even gotta say names. We know who it's for." But the real shock came the next morning when A'ja Wilson entered the chaos again. In a tweet that's since been deleted, A'ja wrote, "Some of y'all talk more than you hoop. That's why you'll never win anything that matters." Fans immediately connected it to Sophie, especially after Sophie responded with a cryptic emoji. Now, it wasn't just a feud, it was a league-wide split. The WNBA's young stars Angel, A'ja, Caitlin Clark, and Aliyah Boston all suddenly found themselves entangled in a web of alliances, shade, and silent tension. And that's when the biggest twist dropped. An alleged leaked recording began circulating on X, supposedly capturing a locker room conversation between Angel Reese and an unnamed teammate after Sophie's comments. In the clip, a voice that fans swore sounded like Angel said, "She can talk about me all she wants, but she never outshined me, not in this lifetime." The audio spread like wildfire. Fans dissected every second, comparing voice pitches and background noises. Some said it was AI generated. Others insisted it was real. Regardless of its authenticity, it sent shockwaves through the league. The WNBA's PR team reportedly intervened, urging both Angel and Sophie to de-escalate publicly before sponsors began pulling out. Victoria's Secret, Reebok, and even Gatorade were all tagged in viral posts asking if they'd still support drama queens. By the end of the day, ESPN ran a segment titled, "Has the Angel Reese era gone too far?" Commentators debated whether Angel's off-court fame had become a distraction to the game itself. Fans were furious, claiming the media was once again targeting a confident black woman for being outspoken. But just as everyone thought things couldn't possibly get worse, a mystery account leaked a private DM that changed everything. The DM allegedly showed Sophie messaging a mutual friend, "She's not built like us. She just knows how to make noise." And attached to that message was a laughing emoji. The internet went into full meltdown mode. Angel's fans demanded an apology. Sophie's supporters said the DM was fake. Reporters started camping outside both players' practice sessions. And that's when the league's biggest name, Caitlin Clark, finally stepped into the chaos, with a single line that would make this feud explode all over again. When Caitlin Clark finally broke her silence, it was like throwing gasoline on a fire that was already out of control. The Indiana Fever star, who had been silent throughout the Sophie Angel chaos, posted a simple message on her Instagram story. "I just want to play basketball, but some people seem more interested in going viral than going pro." Fans froze. Nobody had to guess who she meant. That single post white text on a black background was immediately screenshotted and shared thousands of times. Within minutes, Caitlin Clark's shade was trending on X, and the entire sports world knew she was talking about Angel Reese. The replies came fast. Caitlin finally said what everyone's thinking. "Angel's been acting like a celebrity, not an athlete. Clark's focusing on her game. Reese is focused on the camera." But Angel's fans weren't having it. They flooded Caitlin's mentions, defending their girl with equal intensity. So now, confidence is a problem. Angel made women's basketball exciting. Put some respect on her name. Caitlin can't handle Angel's spotlight. The divide was clear. The WNBA was split right down the middle. Players were unfollowing each other. Team accounts were staying silent. And the league's PR department reportedly held an emergency call with marketing heads to manage escalating player drama. Meanwhile, ESPN and Fox Sports jumped on the story. Stephen A. Smith went off on First Take, saying, "I don't know what's going on in the WNBA, but we got a war of personalities now, and it's not helping the game. Angel Reese, Sophie Cunningham, A'ja Wilson, Caitlin Clark, they're all incredible athletes. But this petty drama, it's turning the league into a reality show." Shannon Sharpe responded the next day on Nightcap, "Stephen A's wrong. Drama brings eyes. People watch the NBA for the rivalries. Angel Reese is doing exactly what LeBron and Draymond did. She's making people care." Sports media was divided too. Some praised the attention, others condemned it. One Bleacher Report headline read, "WNBA's rising stars can't escape the spotlight, and that might be the point." But the reaction that shook everyone came from Lisa Leslie, one of the league's legends. During a live panel, she sighed and said, "I love the fire these young women bring, but I hate seeing it turn ugly. Angel has potential to be the face of the league, but if she keeps letting emotions control her image, the sponsors won't wait around." That comment struck deep, especially when Victoria's Secret quietly paused their campaign featuring Angel. Their rep released a short statement. "We're reviewing our upcoming collaborations in light of ongoing media conversations." Translation: they were backing away from the chaos. fans began speculating that Angel's entire brand was in jeopardy. A viral tweet with over 4 million views said, "Angel went from America's favorite to too controversial to touch, all in 1 week." Even Shaquille O'Neal, who had publicly supported Angel since her LSU days, was reportedly frustrated. An anonymous source close to Shaq told TMZ, "Shaq loves Angel, but he's telling her to chill. He's worried she's losing focus and letting social media control the narrative." Meanwhile, Sophie Cunningham was trying to pick up the pieces. Her team released a statement claiming she had been taken out of context, but the damage was done. She was booed during her next game, and cameras caught her muttering under her breath as fans chanted, "Angel, Angel, Angel, Angel." A'ja Wilson, sensing things were spiraling, tweeted, "Y'all need to remember we're teammates in this league, not enemies." But that didn't stop fans from treating it like a civil war. You had hashtag Team Angel and hashtag Team Sophie trending at the same time. Even the league's commissioner, Kathy Engelbert, was forced to comment, saying, "We love the passion, but we want to make sure that passion uplifts the sport, not divides it." But by then, the story was too big. Every talk show, podcast, and YouTube sports channel was dissecting every frame, every quote, and every tweet. And then, just as things began to calm, one final leak surfaced. A behind-the-scenes clip from WNBA Today appeared online, showing Angel Reese storming off set after refusing to answer a question about Sophie Cunningham. The video was only 12 seconds long, but it was enough. Fans flooded social media with one question: is Angel Reese losing control of her own story? That single clip reignited everything and set up a shocking twist that no one saw coming, just when it seemed like things couldn't possibly get messier between Angel Reese, Sophie Cunningham, and A'ja Wilson. The story took a shocking turn that left the entire basketball world stunned. Late Thursday night, a private clip leaked from inside a Chicago Sky team meeting. The video, secretly recorded on someone's phone, showed Angel Reese in tears, visibly angry, slamming her hand on the table as she shouted, "I'm tired of being everyone's punchline. Sophie can take her little podcast shots. I'm done being quiet." The video spread like wildfire. Within an hour, it had over 5 million views across X, TikTok, and Instagram. Fans were torn between sympathy and disbelief. Some called her emotional outburst proof of unfair treatment, while others accused her of playing the victim card. But what nobody expected was what came next. Just minutes after the leak, Sophie Cunningham herself went live on Instagram. Her tone, completely different. No jokes, no smirk, just calm, deliberate words. "I never wanted this to go this far. I made a joke that got twisted. Angel's incredible at what she does. I got nothing but love for her. But this whole situation, it's gotten toxic." But then she paused, smiled, and dropped a bombshell. "And since y'all keep bringing up the Victoria's Secret thing, let's just say I got my own call from them too." The comments exploded. Sophie had just revealed that Victoria's Secret, the same brand now distancing itself from Angel, was in talks with her. Within minutes, headlines appeared. Sophie Cunningham replaces Angel Reese. Victoria's Secret moves on amid WNBA drama. Fans went wild. Some accused Sophie of stealing Angel's spotlight. Others praised her for winning the PR war. But the most shocking part came when A'ja Wilson, who had previously tried to stay neutral, posted a cryptic message on her story. "Y'all playing with fire. Some of us got receipts." That single post sent social media into meltdown. What receipts? Was A'ja defending Angel? Or calling her out? Nobody knew, but rumors began to swirl that Ja was sitting on text messages and behind-the-scenes footage that could change everything. Then, a new twist emerged. ESPN insiders claimed the WNBA front office had contacted both Angel and Sophie, warning them about conduct detrimental to the league. According to reports, both players faced possible suspensions if the feud continued. Meanwhile, Victoria's Secret issued a news statement the next morning. But it wasn't what anyone expected. "We value all women who represent strength and confidence. We are currently reviewing creative partnerships for future campaigns." That single line, reviewing partnerships, left everyone guessing. Was Angel officially out? Was Sophie replacing her? Or was it just corporate damage control? Then came one final CURVEBALL. Just hours later, Angel Reese wiped her Instagram, deleting every post except one, a black square, captioned only with, "Watch what happens next." The post gained 8 million views in 24 hours. Nobody knew if she was hinting at revenge, a new sponsorship, or walking away from the WNBA entirely. But one thing was clear: Angel Reese wasn't done. she was planning something big, something that could either save her image or destroy everything she built. And when that bomb drops, the entire league might never be the same again. This story is far from over, and you already know. The next move could change everything. Angel Reese has gone silent. Sophie Cunningham just hinted at a major brand deal. And A'ja Wilson claims to have receipts that could flip this entire feud upside down. So now, we've got to ask, who's really telling the truth here? Is Angel Reese being unfairly targeted and humiliated in the media? Or is Sophie Cunningham simply outplaying her in a brutal game of PR chess? And what about A'ja? Is she about to expose something nobody saw coming? Drop your thoughts in the comments right now, Team Angel or Team Sophie. Make your voice heard, because this is the drama that's dividing the entire WNBA world. And don't forget, hit that subscribe button, turn on notifications, and stay tuned, because the next chapter of this saga is about to explode.